Why would anybody say no to an automatic discharge of their student loans based on a total and permanent disability? Because sometimes it just makes more financial sense that way. Now, you can apply for a TPD discharge, and it's a fairly simple and straightforward process, but you can also just get it automatically. The Department of Education runs data matches with Social Security Administration and the Veterans Administration, and if the match shows that you meet the criteria for a TPD, you get a notice that your loans are going to be discharged under your total and permanent disability discharge criteria. If you do nothing, your loans are going to get wiped out. Why would you say no? There are three reasons. One, state taxes. Though TPD discharge isn't taxed at the federal level, a few states still treat forgiven student debt as taxable income. If you've got a big student loan balance, that could translate into a big state tax bill. And if you can't afford to pay that bill, then that discharge may not be doing you any favors. Two, school plans. To get a new federal student loan or a teach grant after a TPD discharge, a doctor of medicine, MD, or osteopathy, a DO, has to certify that you are once again able to engage in substantial gainful activity. You're also going to be required to sign a statement acknowledging that any new loans or grants cannot be discharged in the future for any pre-existing condition unless that condition significantly worsens. And if your TPD was based on the Social Security Administration match, those discharged loans are going to be reinstated the minute that you get a new loan. But if you decline the TPD, go back to school and take out more loans, then you can apply afterwards and get all of the loans discharged so long as you're still totally and permanently disabled. Three, future prospects. If you receive a TPD discharge because of a Social Security Administration determination, you're going to be subject to a 3-year post-discharge monitoring period that starts on the day that the discharge is approved. If you then earn above a certain threshold within that time period, your discharge loans are going to come back to life. Borrowers who qualify for a TPD discharge because of a VA determination, however, aren't subject to the 3-year monitoring period. So, how do you opt out if you fit into one of those 3 reasons for declining a TPD discharge? You need to read your TPD letter. You need to follow the opt-out instructions and reply by the deadline in that notice. You can log into studentaid.gov to send that message, or you can call the number on the letter. Make sure that you save everything, including proof that you opted out by the deadline and that your opt-out message was received by the deadline, because if you can't prove it, and if that opt-out for some reason doesn't go through, you're going to be in a bad position where you've gotten your loans discharged under TPD and you didn't want that to happen. If you want help with your federal student loans, your private student loans, or any other debt, get in touch. You know where to find me.